Today, we are talking about the 10 books that I want to read before the end of this year. So, the 10 before the end, if you will. This trend has been going around on BookTube, and I thought I would partake because I think it's a healthy exercise to do. What are the top tiers that I want to get read before the end of the year? Which I cannot believe that we are at, but alas, 2025 is coming to an end, and I'm quite excited for 2026. Don't know about you guys, but I am not going to dilly-dally. Let's get straight into it. The first book that we're going to talk about is The Undead Fox of Deadwood Forest. If you have seen this book, this is the most gorgeous cover. And yes, it is meant for, I think, a younger audience. But if you want to just escape and just get into like whimsical, magical worlds, that's also cozy and not so cozy that it doesn't have like deep topics. I'm pretty sure that this goes pretty hard on like the dead arena, if that makes sense. I don't know. But anyway, this is about Claire, I believe, who is a fox who is stuck in the in-between. So not quite dead, not quite alive, in Deadwood Forest, which there is a perpetual state of fall. So it is fall vibes through and through. So this fox guides other animals into the afterlife. He got a choice to or go into the afterlife or to guide souls to their resting place. So I think it's not like the most lighthearted, but I'm excited and I've heard nothing but good things. It has a 4.43. 4.43 on Goodreads. So I guess a lot of other people agree that it's supposed to be good, but that is book number 1. I want to read it kind of soon because obviously we're getting into the Christmas season and more wintry reads as opposed to fall, but I do want to get to this one prior to like fall just completely disappearing. Right now it's November, the middle of November, so we still have some time for the fall reads. But yeah, I've heard that the audiobook is supposed to be absolutely amazing on this, so I might dip into it that way. But anyway, that is book number 1. Okay, so number 2, I'm late on the game on, and I have this one physically. A lot of these I don't have physically, I need to get them, but this one I do, and it is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus, I think is who it is, yes. And everyone else seems to have read this book and really enjoyed it. It's on a lot of people's top, like, 10 books of the year it came out, I think. Was it 2023? I think. Anyway, if you don't know what this is about, it's about Elizabeth Zott, who is a chemist, and she has a daughter, and her daughter kind of inspired her to start not really inspired her to start that. She really wanted her daughter to have healthy, balanced meals, and that kind of just like whirlwind into a TV show. And so she has her own cooking show, and it kind of just follows her. And is it in the 60s? I think it might be set in the 60s. But basically just, women were not treated the best in that time period. So anywho, it's also a romance, but I have started it actually already, and I'm only on page 22. I saw the, I think it's Apple TV show, great TV show, but I started the book, and the way that she writes is so addicting. Like, I could binge this in 2 seconds. I have not yet, but every time that I have been able to pick it up, and literally since last night, I have. So this is book number 2. It's been calling out to me for some weird reason. It's been in my bookshelf just kind of screaming at me. I have no idea why. And so I take that as a form of bookish serendipity telling me that I need to pick it up. So number 2, this is what I want to finish before 2025 is over. Book number 3. I know nothing about this book. I'm going to go ahead and state that from the get. I have not a clue. I don't even have one inkling of what this book is about, but it is The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon. I don't know. Sorry, I'm looking at my laptop. It has a 4.38 on Goodreads, and I've never seen a bad thing about this book. In fact, the only thing that I've seen is everybody shouting from the rooftops about how amazing this book is. So obviously, it's kind of Frozen River. If you would look at the cover, which I will put somewhere on the screen, you gotta read it in winter, obviously. Like, come on. But I really have no idea what this is about. So let's just piece me for a second. Let's find out together. So Maine, 1789, when the Kennebec River freezes, entombing a man in the ice, Martha Ballard is summoned to examine the body and determine the cause of death. As a midwife and a healer, she is privy to much of what goes goes on behind closed doors in Hollowell. Her diary is a record of every birth and every death, crime, and debacle that unfolds in the close-knit community. Months earlier, Martha documented the details of an alleged rape committed by two of the town's most respected gentlemen, one of who has been found dead in the ice. But when when a local physician undermines her conclusion, declaring the death to be an accident, Martha is forced to investigate the shocking murder on her own. Okay, that's heavy, and that is not at all what I would have guessed. But I'm still stoked to read it because everybody else says it's good. So, who knows? Have you read it? It seems like a lot of people have, so let me know if you liked it. But anyhow, that is book number 4. 3. That is book number 3. Speaking of book number 4, I have this book, but I'm too lazy to go get it. I want to dive back into childhood. I've been craving that the way the world is right now. I really just want some comfort, and nothing screams comfort more than Harry Potter. And I want to dive back into the world of Harry Potter. Obviously the movies, yes, totally gonna binge them all during this season, but I also want to go back to the books because the books is where it started. The books are just comforting and cozy and just remind me of my childhood so much. And I want to do that and start with The Prisoner of Azkaban. I know that I should probably go back and start from books 1 and 2. They're like solidified into my memory. The movies solidified into my memory. I think starting from like where it gets a little hazy would be more fun for me. So that is The Prisoner of Azkaban. Obviously we all know who the author is. We know what series it is. If you don't, and if you have not picked up these books, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Do not read another book until you read Harry Potter. Just stating it. Just stating it. Next up on this list is The Will of the Many. This book has been floating around for quite a bit. It has 4.6 something, 0.60, I think, on Goodreads, which is crazy. Another book where I've just heard nothing but good things. This is fantasy. I believe it's set in like kind of academia. The main character is sent into the school undercover, I believe. That's about all I know. I know that it's chunky. I know that it's very dense. That there is, I've heard that it can be kind of difficult to get through. I'm excited though, because I think this will be good. November screams kind of academia, mystery, kind of season for me. So I think that the end of this month would be a good time to dive into this. But that is the next book on this list. I really don't know much about it, so I can't help too much on the synopsis of it, but it's supposed to be very, very good. And I want to be I want to be in the know on whether this book is good or not, and I don't know. Anyhow, that is The Will of the Many by James Islington. Okay, number 6. This is a romance. We had to throw a romance on here. This is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I can't remember what the first book that really exploded from them was, and that's going to bother me, but anyway, this is a Christmas book that is a romance, and the concept is so cute. So the ghost from Christmas Past has a new assignment, I believe, from like his new assignment is Harriet, who is getting haunted by the ghost of Christmas Past. And I believe it's a love story between him, the ghost, and Harriet. And that concept is so adorable. Also, romances don't get like great Goodreads ratings. Not that I always go by Goodreads ratings, but it has a 4.31, which I feel like is really good for the kind of book that it is. And I think the whole concept is just so fun, and I just want to read it. And the cover is so cute, so I kind of want to buy it. And there's that one. Number 7 is The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. If you don't know who Mel Robbins is, very, very, very famous podcaster. If you don't listen to podcasts, very much it's self-help kind of podcast. She's great. If you have not listened to her, please do. She got me through many mornings driving to work and being at the office and just being in an environment where I needed some mental health help. So anyway, she wrote a book called The Let Them Theory, and it is all about letting people do what they do, believing what they believe, let them act however they're going to act, and then you do you. So that is the concept of the book. It is the #1 book, I believe, on Amazon for a whole year now, and other places. Like, it's the #1 bestseller. I think a lot of people have read this already. It's like with the bright green cover. And if you need a book along those lines, it's supposed to be very, very good. She wrote it with her daughters, which makes it all the better. I love Mel Robbins. I think she is a fantastic person and dives into the best ways to really help yourself on every subject. But I would like to read this book. So, anyhow, that's Mel Robbins. The Let Them Theory. I couldn't remember it for a second. Alrighty, we're getting to the end almost. So the next one that I have is James, and this is by Percival Everett. And this is also one of the best sellers. It's supposed to be a very, very moving book, I believe. It is a retelling of Huckleberry Finn. And that kind of, I'm gonna sneak in another one and make this 11 books. I want to read Huckleberry Finn. I've never read it. So I think reading these two, maybe back to back, would be really fun to do. But yeah, I've heard so many good things, and it's another one of those books that every time I see it, it's kind of like in my face, like, hey, read me. And again, like, if a book is telling you to read it, if it keeps popping up in your life, I feel like you should probably do it. So that's why it is on my list. And I also would really like to read a classic that everyone and their mother has read and I have not, which is Huckleberry Finn. So I would like to pair these two together and read them. I might make a video on that. That might be fun. Let me know if you would like to see that. But that is book number 8. Book number 9. I went to the movies the other day and a preview came up, which is, let's be real, that's the most fun part of going to the movies, is like all the trailers for the other movies that are coming out. Personal opinion. But I saw a trailer and Margot Robbie was in it, and I was like, ooh, what's this? And the vibes were immaculate and the trailer was amazing. And then it just put on the screen Wuthering Heights. And I was like, oh my God, this looks so good. If you have not seen the trailer for it, please go watch it. Like, the vibes. But anyway, another classic that I have not read, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I want to read it. I've heard that's like gloomy vibes and just like really, I don't know, dark, I guess. Like, not concept wise, maybe, I don't know, but like vibes wise. And so I think that winter would be a good time to dive into this, but I want to read it before the movie comes out. I love Margot Robbie, but like specifically the trailer just looked so good that I want to read it before the movie comes out, and I'm 100% going to go see it. So Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte, is in our second to last spot of the books that I would like to read before the end of the year. And the absolute last book that I want to read before the end of the year, I already have a Kickstarter on it because I bought it a couple months ago. It is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've had this on my Kindle. I have started it. I have not finished it. I'm only, I don't know, maybe like 15% of the way through. I'm not very far into it at all, but I do want to finish it before the year is over. Everybody else has read it. I want to join in on the fun. I don't want to be left out. Everybody really likes it. This one specifically, I'm not a Taylor Jenkins Reid girly. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, I need to buy the next one. But this book specifically seemed so unique to her others, the way that it's set in the 80s and in like has to do with space and astronauts. Like, that's just so interesting to me. So I would like to read it before the end of the year. But that, you guys, is it. Thank you for being here. If you watched all the way to the end, please let me know the books that you want to read before the end of the year. I think that would be fun to see. Like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, I just love you. Thank you for watching.